Hey gang, how are you? Sorry to cancel on short notice for you with the conference call, but I've had something come up this evening, so I thought I would just entertain you and inform you with this brief video instead. I'm sure you won't object. First and foremost, thank you so much for the great effort on the closing out the 8870 card exchange. This took a huge effort on everybody's parts, and so I want to just congratulate you. First in the nation to 100%. That is freaking awesome. There's no prize really for it, but we're showing folks that we know how to get things done and live up to our commitments. Secondly, Sue is recuperating fine and sends her very bored regards to all. She does say that daytime TV sucks, but also happy Thanksgiving to everyone. JD, as you know, is still struggling. She's had an injection this past week into her ear, which is supposed to kill the nerves that cause this incapacitating dizziness that she's been suffering with for months. So there is some hope, but she's feeling really puny, so feel free to drop her a note of encouragement and well wishes. She sends her regards also, though, and wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Now on to some very important business, and I am going to try to be brief, but included in this email you will see some attachments that I do want you to review. But here's the gist of it. There are several major initiatives going on around the country. That means that they have very high visibility. So let's just cut to the chase. Number one, the positional assessment tool. It's not optional, sorry. It is a huge national push. The reason is that our competitors have out-messaged us for years. So we need to be using this tool everywhere possible. And the message is very simply this: Sensor provides clinically proven better pain relief than conventional stim, old school stim essentially. The competition says we're making this stuff up, that's not really a problem. And yet we know, and you know firsthand, because you see it every single day, patients who report that positional stim does occur and it does exist through the lifespan of their device. So, very simply, there's no smoke and mirrors here, it's just the facts. We just get better pain relief. And that's the truth. So your homework today is going to be twofold. Review the sensor article that's going to be included here, and then also make sure you are up to date with your pain stim app, okay? Next point, though, is that I do have to report a number that we used. How many positional assessment tools have we used this month? I asked you to report back to me how many you've used, and I haven't heard from anybody yet. So the number I have is 0. I'd like to make that number at least greater than 1. So can you help me out? If you've done any postural assessment forms this month, that's since the beginning of November, let me know right away, either by sending me a copy of the form or letting me know a patient name so that I can check it, that it's documented in NLink. It's not optional, as I said. We got to really start doing this and make sure it's that we're doing our part to outwin the competition. So if you've done any forms, send me that information. So when you do it, every lead pull and sensor activations. Very simply. Okay. Number 2, the potential replacement patients is another initiative that's being very closely watched. We are being tracked by how many of those files we've updated with a new status. That means anytime you've changed one from a patient not contacted to anything else in that realm, we're going to get credit for one time if you do that with one. Now there are 13 we've done so far this month. I think we've done more than that, or I think we have the capacity to do more than that, really is what I should say. I know I've done at least 3 or 4 of those myself, so please get out there, take a moment today and do 5 right now. Do 5 tomorrow. It's very simple to do. You're going to determine first and foremost which patients you aren't going to need to do anything with for several years. Those patients you're going to put on the list and say, I want to contact them in 3 years down the road, that's fine. But you're also going to identify patients that are in need of replacements coming up really soon and try to make those things happen if it's clinically indicated. So get those consents too, all the time, because constantly we need consents. So someday we aren't even going to have to worry about these lists. We can let somebody up in Minneapolis handle them with a couple of phone calls, and that is an investment in the future of our business, and it shows that we're really invested in moving the business forward down the road. Not just now, we just don't want them now. We need some now, and we need to be aligning ourselves for the future as well. So, you know that our patients, that our therapies are not just put in the device and forget about it. This is the sort of stuff that's going to help us make sure these patients get helped every step along the way. Third thing is MRI. You and I know it's a game changer, right? We also know it's critically important that we get out there and continually educate these centers. We've had some issues with centers being confused about what is and what isn't, so again, it's not just a one and done. It's stop on your way into the case, make sure MRI has the literature, make sure that not just the person you made contact with, but make sure that several techs have their own copies of the literature that they need to know about our devices, and make sure they have tech support's phone number as well. It literally takes less than 5 minutes to make sure you're following up with those folks. The key here, though, and we're being tracked on this as well, is get out there and do the registrations. Register these centers. You can do it yourselves. One of the attachments to this email tells you what information you're going to need from any account so that you can very easily do it for them, or while you're there, whip out your iPad on the Wi-Fi or the connection and do the registration right there when you're in servicing the account. This is being tracked by for us as well. You know, and the bottom line is, and I know I'm really running fast here, is we aren't responsible for the numbers, and thank goodness, because you and I, we didn't sign up for that kind of trouble and stress. But there are some things that we can do, besides the fantastic jobs that we already do, to make a difference in that number. There are things we can do every single day to commit to the health of this business right now and in the future. And so I'm asking you to focus on these 3 things that help us in our jobs, and it's going to help us in the future as well. So we have great jobs working for a great company that takes care of patients who do get better and do get relief from our devices. And let's make sure we can all continue to do that by committing ourselves to these efforts. And last but not least, truly thank you. You are the best team in the country. I hear some horror stories, so believe me when I tell you, you are part of something special. We're a group that has great spirit and great teamwork, it takes care of each other, and that just isn't found all over the place. And I'm not just thankful because this week is Thanksgiving, when we're supposed to give thanks for lots of things. On Thursday, I'll be giving thanks for sweet potato ice cream. This is one of my son's very delectable specialties. I'm telling you, it's something worthwhile. But I'm thankful for you guys all the time because of those things. So enjoy your families this week and enjoy some time away from work, as you truly deserve. Take care.